What is up, guys? Slightly sauced from watching UFC 242 with the boys. Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today, it is time to get your Mountaintop grenade launcher. This is one of the most powerful weapons in Destiny 2. It is capable of outputting so much damage that it doesn't just rival, it tramples on other power weapons in terms of PvE damage output, especially if you're standing in a Well of Radiance with Lunafaction boots or a Titan Rally barricade. And although there is nerfs coming to both of those things, this is still a very powerful weapon, and even if you're using it like a normal grenade launcher, shooting it and reloading it every time, you're still going to love this thing. It's still a very good weapon. And now, it's easier than ever before to get, and that's because a recent update hit Destiny 2 that made the requirements for getting this gun less than half as difficult. What went from 200 kills, for example, went to 75. Like, it is way easier. This is the time to grind for this thing. This is the time to get your hands on this incredibly powerful weapon. And in this video, we're going to be providing a bunch of tips to help you get it as easily as possible, even though it's easier than ever before to get. So hopefully this will help everyone out there. All right. Now, first things first, you will need to get to 2100 total glory points in the competitive playlist. This is already a huge barrier to a lot of people out there. A lot of people just totally avoid the comp playlist, including me. Like, I'm a PvE player, and whenever I would ask my PvP content creator friends like True Vanguard and MTashed and Nkooch and those guys about this quest and comp, they would be like, Oh man, Mountaintop, oof. I was like, guys, you play this for a living. How are you groaning this much thinking about this quest? And I just straight avoided it. But the thing is, the low-level comp playlist isn't that sweaty. It really isn't that bad. And even if you're not a talented player, you can do a few things to increase your chance of success. And first and foremost, you do want to try to play with a team. Solo queuing really isn't the worst thing if you're an above average player, but if you're not, getting that team and having that communication is super useful. Now you may be thinking, Rick, dude, I don't have a team. What are you talking about? If I had a great PvP team, don't you think I'd already be in there? Well, honestly, go to Twitch. Because there are so many talented PvP players that are doing constant comp carries, like nonstop, every single day, that have like 20 viewers. A guy I play with all the time, Nightfell, is streaming all the time. He's got like 20 viewers, and he's running people up to 2100 comp, like basically every single day easily. Like, he's getting so many people per day to 2100. If you scroll down that directory and look for the low view count people helping people in comp, you have a super high chance to get in on that team because they just want to run people through. So honestly, get to doing that. Don't wait your turn in line for the guy that has 1,000 viewers. Dude, you're not going to win that raffle. Go lower down in the directory. There's a lot of people that are more than good enough to help you get to 2100. And if that isn't your thing, there's LFGs. Bungie has an official, not necessarily official, but there's a Bungie LFG. There's a Reddit Fireteam thing. There is several websites that are LFGs looking for games that have dedicated spaces for people looking to team up for running through comp. And you can, if you really put your mind to it and your heart to it, you can find a team for comp pretty darn easily. There's a lot of resources out there. You've just got to experiment with a couple of different things and find which works best for you. Alright, now once you're 2100, which again is actually the easier part of this quest, the previously, what would be the insane grind would begin. You have to get grenade launcher final blows, medals with grenade launchers, and opponents rapidly defeated with grenade launchers. And this took forever until the update hit. Now, you can crank this out in a day, especially if you're utilizing some of the tips to make this go quite a bit faster. Now, first and foremost, you're super. So if you're on this step, you're trying to get grenade launcher kills, there's really no reason to use, hammers for the Titan, for example, or Striker Titan, for example. No reason to use that. No reason to use Dawnblade, no reason to use Tickle Fingers. Why? Because none of those will actually get you progress towards this quest step. But there are a couple of supers that you can use that will actually augment your grenade launcher progress. There's two actually. The first one is Tether. if you tether enemies, like you tether 3 enemies and you kill one of them with your grenade launcher, it will share the damage between all of them and they will all count as grenade launcher kills. That is some really easy double kills and triple kills progress towards your multiple enemies defeated with just, a single grenade launcher shot. Because remember, a tethered enemy will take more damage as well. So if you are slacking, especially on those multi-kills, running tether is an actually pretty good idea. Not to mention that if you are playing Hunter, the ability to shoot a grenade launcher, dodge, and then get your ammo back and shoot another grenade launcher to finish off an enemy is a great way to get those final blows where otherwise you'd just be stuck reloading and being shot at if you're another class. Now, the other super that's going to help you out substantially is the Well of Radiance Warlock. That, combined with not healing rifts but empowered rifts, means that you can one-shot kill enemies with your grenade launchers, and then you combine that again with the Lunafaction boots, and boy, do you have a combo. You're going to see some background gameplay of me doing that, and that is extremely effective. Basically rapid shooting your grenade launcher, turning it into a semi-auto, if not fully automatic weapon at times, and that is going to be able to output so much damage and really increase the frequency at which you're getting opponents killed rapidly, which is really going to be the most difficult part of this quest. Final blows will come naturally, and medals will come kind of with final blows. Like, you're going to be getting a lot of random medals just for playing the game, basically. I didn't have any problems with medals. In fact, that was actually the thing I completed first. The sticking point is really going to be opponents rapidly defeated. So if you can set up with an Empowered Rift or a Well of Radiance and Lunafaction boots and get those quick double kills whenever the opportunity arises, you are really going to progress this quest further. That is the thing you should be focusing on, is those multi-kills. Okay, but moving on from there, which grenade launchers should you be using? Well, one of the most common choices, and frankly one of the best, is the exotic Fighting Lion grenade launcher. This is actually coded as a primary weapon, so you're going to spawn with 10 shots every single time. Now, the tricky bit is that you will have to hold the trigger when you shoot it and release it when enemies are in radius of that grenade. It definitely gets some getting used to. Like, don't expect to go into your first match and do well with it at all. You really will need to practice for when you can release the grenades, practice shooting it off walls and off the ground to bounce perfectly at your target. But after a few games, you'll start to get the hang of it and it will go a lot better. The Fighting Lion truly benefits quite a bit from the Lunafaction boots Wells combo because you can shoot those multiple shots. It's impossible really to get a single shot kill with something like the Fighting Lion, so being able to be in a well, and that's going to up your damage quite a bit, so you can get those single shot kills way more often, and then have those super quick follow-ups with Lunafaction boots. It is a hugely beneficial combo with that, and because it is a primary and you have the ammo to spare, that's kind of the perfect combo with that. The whole strategy of shooting a bunch of grenade launcher shots doesn't really work unless you have tons of grenade launcher shots. So the Fighting Lion is great for that. So, what are your other weapons? Well, if you want to run triple grenade launchers, the only other option in terms of a kinetic, because the Fighting Lion is a heavy, is the Malicious Birthright, which is a Nightfall drop from the Lake of Shadows Nightfall. So if you have a good Malicious Birthright, there is nothing wrong with using that and the Fighting Lion for just tons of grenade launcher spam. But if you're like me and you don't, and you have a bad roll, like the curated roll, which comes with flash grenades, yeah, you're not going to have any luck in that category. Now, in terms of a heavy, there are several good options. Probably one of the best and easiest that a lot of people have out there is the Play of the Game Heavy Grenade Launcher. This can spawn with one of my favorite perks, Proximity Grenade, which makes it a lot easier to just get those quick shoot and kill enemies. Even if it takes 2 shots, you have 4 shots, so you can just like boom, boom, 2 shots, kill a guy, boom, boom, 2 shots, kill another guy. Again, Proximity Grenades makes it pretty hard to miss. And, you know, grenades and horseshoes for the truth, that's why that rocket launcher is so good, is that otherwise when you would normally miss, the grenades are going to detonate and you will secure that, not necessarily kill, but damage for sure. Now, if you don't want to run that, and especially if you're very used to running the Fighting Lion, you can also choose the detonation grenade perk. It's going to massively increase your blast radius, but you will still need to do the when you shoot, hold down on the trigger or hold down on shoot and then release it when you want to explode. But again, it has much more killing power. That's really going to come down to personal preference. The good thing about the play of the game is that it existed in year one. You can get a year one version super easily. Just go to your collections and draw it out. You probably already have one if you were playing even remotely around launch to Forsaken. You probably have one. It dropped all the time. And it comes with the choice of proximity grenade and detonation grenade. It's overall a very powerful, easy to acquire option. Now, that's what a lot of people run. However, there is a secondary option. Because the Fighting Lion is exotic, you may actually want to switch that out and put on the Colony Exotic Heavy Grenade Launcher. The Colony is an extremely powerful weapon. When you shoot its grenades, they turn into little insect robots and will run at nearby enemies. It's a 2-shot kill, but when you get a heavy brick, you get 5 shots. So it is very common to just get a heavy ammo brick, spam all 5 shots, and get the easiest double kill of your life. Like, they will seek out enemies. A lot of people aren't expecting them. They're hard to see on the ground. Yes, if you're versing a whole team of hunters that does nothing but jump, you're going to have some problems. But anyone else, you're probably getting easy double kills. And then, in terms of your other slots, you can use either the Militia's Birthright, or you can also use the Orwig's Maul, which is a special energy grenade launcher. That's what I was using. I had one with proximity grenade and a great blast radius, and I really enjoyed using that quite a bit. If you put on a lot of grenade launcher scavengers on your armor, you can pick up like 3 to 4 grenade launcher rounds for each brick, and then you can do the Lunafaction Boots thing and just go to town on other enemies. But seriously, if you find yourself struggling with the Fighting Lion, which has the most potential because it has so much ammo, but it's also the hardest to use, and if you're not getting a ton of kills with it, why bother using it? Use the much easier to utilize and get kills with Colony, and just try to grab a heavy whenever you can, and that I think will up a lot of people's success. It may overall take a little bit longer to get, but you're not going to be pulling your hair out and throwing controllers when you're trying to get it. And if you are putting on a ton of scavengers, the Orwig's Maul, even if you're not getting heavy and you're just trying to get those special ammo drops whenever you can, like, oh my goodness, that thing can do work as well. And even for this part, the last thing I want to stress is, again, play with a team whenever you have the opportunity. Check your clans list. Check LFGs, whatever. A lot of people are just playing PvP for their own reasons, doing whatever quest or, clan bounty or whatever they're doing, and they're willing to play with you, and all you gotta say is, hey, let me get heavy. And if you have some teammates that let you do that, oh my goodness, your progress is gonna be sped up substantially. And speaking of speeding things up substantially, remember that Quick play gives you 1 times the progress, but it's probably going to be easier overall because you have overall less quality opponents you're going against, and it's always 6v6, so you have more opponents to get double kills against and so on. 4v4 comp can be sometimes hard to get double kills for sure, but Iron Banner is 2 times the progress. And then comp is 3 times. So if Iron Banner swings around, that is absolutely the time to get on your mountaintop grind. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at @RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.